Alright, so if Jed's taking a proper low mount, he's not gonna put any weight on his hips, or on his knees. He's gonna keep them off the ground. You notice that his feet are tucked between my legs here. If he had those off, then he had them down on the ground and they weren't tucked under at all, right? There's not anything that's gonna prevent me from necessarily pushing them off, right? But now that he has that, it doesn't matter how much I buck and push to get him off. So one of the first things that we need to understand is first, I'm trying not to lose here. So I've got my hands tucked in here. So if he tries to very easily try to push my hands down, he's going to have a hard time doing that. And also likewise, because I'm up here, if he wanted to start going for like collar chokes and whatnot, I can kind of start to defend that one a little bit. And so he's going to have a hard time getting his grips in there. So from here, I need to first start to open up his gait so that I have some chance of getting out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foot, I'm going to push down on his heel, and I'm going to take my leg and straighten it out. And notice that I'm trying to get my knee on the ground and my heel up. If my heel is down and my knee, I'm trying to push, even if I'm trying to push my knee down, he can start to tuck his foot right back underneath there, and I haven't really gained anything. But now, if I turn my foot up, it's hard for me to do that. So I'm going to take this foot that's stomped down, and I'm going to grab this, and now I'm not going to be trying to really lift him up, but I'm going to try to just flatten my hips out and move to that side. And you see that now his leg's starting to come up here. So from here, I can take one hand and open my legs, and I can continue to turn into him. I want to potentially be blocking this bicep because I'm going into a half guard here, right? So I get there, and now I'm in a full half guard here. The reason why I'm blocking his bicep here is that I wasn't doing that. It'd be easy for him to get head control and push me back down, right? And so from here, if you were to straighten out this leg and then start to push on my thigh there, you can start getting his leg back out, and he's gonna go right back into a side control, right? So let's go over that again. So, low mount, he's got his connection right here. He's rooting to the floor with his hands, so I can't just roll him off, and I can't just pick him up. So I'm going to push down on this. I'm not trying to hurt him or anything. I'm just trying to keep his foot on the ground, and then I'm going to pop my hip, so my right hip is actually higher now, so I can actually step over and gather up that foot. It's really important that my heel was off the ground so I couldn't get back under. Now I'm going to shift my hips and start to turn the other direction, push with my hand, and get that in, and block his biceps so that he can't come back on top of me now. I don't want to extend my hands before that because otherwise he can start setting up chokes, he can start attacking my arm, so I really don't want to do that. Now, at this point in time, he's going to try to keep this area blocked, so he's going to try to like wizard my hand or something like that, like right here, like I don't have a path to his back. If I could, I would much rather be here with my arm underneath, because here, I can just start to climb up on top. So,
as opposed to like pulling his left arm out, like you.
Left arm would be this one.
Yeah. After you've got like that side control and you're blocking his bicep out.
Yeah. So right at this moment, I'm gonna start blocking that so that he can't like start coming into a side control position. Right? Because he needs to start either controlling my hips or he needs to start controlling my head. And so this is going to prevent him from doing that. Put that in, I get here, and he's going to usually be fighting for the underhook here, right? He really wants to make sure that he has that so that he can potentially start flattening me out. It's not the end of the game here, right? Because he's no longer got his weight on me. So from here, I could start setting up a Z-guard. So you see that my shin is into his hip, and that's going to prevent him from coming on top. I'm stomping on my foot here so that I've got a good lock. If I didn't have that there, he could push down my knee, he could get his leg free relatively easily. So it's really important that I've got that, my foot stomped on the other foot. Push, pop the hip, getting the heel up, knee down, get underneath. If I can, I'm closing this off so that he's going to have a hard time getting that underhook. If I wanted to from here, I could do that so that he's going to have trouble getting that pressure, so it's going to have the same effect. But it's a little bit harder to do because he's usually going to, once I start getting here, he's going to be looking for that underhook. So it's really important that I block that early on. If I can use this one and start to escape. And once I get to that Z-guard position, right, again, he's got to start working with that. It keeps his pressure off me. I've got time, and I don't have to worry about him pushing me flat right now because my knee's doing that job. So it could be an opportunity for me to start to pull him aside so that I can start coming around to his back. If he is coming up and he steps that foot up, right, I can start coming here and coming out the back that way.
Can you Kimura him? His left arm from that side?
You could, but
Make David.
zero. So once I'm in this position, he's kind of too far away from me to get a very clean Kimura. That one, maybe like if I have his bicep here, I might be able to sit up and do that. But see, he's like not in a good base for me to be able to actually really finish that particularly well. I don't have enough control here. And the other thing is that if I start to set this up, yeah, I've got this here, but he can potentially start to try to forward roll and pop this free by straightening his leg, and he's going to untwist that, and I have to deal with all that shit. So yeah, it's kind of sort of there, but it's not like absolutely clean and perfect, right? So, all right, that's the first one.